Well, they won. I mean, we'll take it. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. The Edmonton Oilers, they made it very difficult on themselves tonight, but they find a way to get it done. Zach Hyman off a beautiful feed from Connor McDavid on the power play in overtime gets the Oilers the 4-3 victory tonight here over the Chicago Blackhawks. Back-to-back wins and back-to-back games here for the Oilers on back-to-back nights. Stuart Skinner winning last night, Calvin Pickard getting the job done tonight for the Oilers. So, hey, we'll take it. We're even further up on the Vegas Golden Knights now for first place in the Pacific. So it's a huge 2 points here for the Edmonton Oilers, but it was one of those games where it really could have gone either way, and maybe the Oilers didn't necessarily deserve the victory tonight, but hey, they looked like a tired team in the third period. They gave up a 3-1 lead, but give them credit. They still found a way to get the job done. Chris Knobloch threw everything in the blender once again. We saw some new lines tonight. Arvidsson, McDavid, Hyman, Skinner, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Janmark, Nugent, Brown, and Perry, Henrique, and Kapanen. Skinner, Draisaitl, and Podkolzin definitely stood out. Really happy to finally see Jeff Skinner getting some top six time for the Edmonton Oilers, and he came through in a big way for the team tonight. Let's break down the full scoring summary tonight. It was a pretty sleepy first period. Two teams that really had trouble getting going here. Chicago outshot Edmonton 15-12. The Oilers definitely looked like they were on the back half of a back-to-back. Not much going on. It was 0-0 after one. In the second period, a beautiful snipe by Victor Arvidsson, his seventh of the year from Matthias Janmark and Brett Kulak, finally got the Oilers on the board. That was a goal that Victor Arvidsson really needed. 7 goals on the year. He was brought in to be a top six player, and injuries have really obviously derailed his production so far this year, so great to see Victor Arvidsson getting some stuff going here. He's looked good with Podkolzin and Draisaitl, but changing the lines up, like I said, tonight, and he finds a way to score a big goal for the Oilers to get them on the board here. Lucas Reichel would tie it for the Chicago Blackhawks with just 6 seconds to go in the second period. That one was a bit of a dagger. Teravainen, Mikheyev picking up the assists on that one, and it was 1-1 going into the third period. Olive Oil Country looking for the Edmonton Oilers to step up in the third period, and at least to start the third period, they did just that. Jeff Skinner, as I mentioned earlier, scoring tonight, getting his 10th on the year. For a guy that's been pretty much the whole time in the bottom six, 10 goals for Jeff Skinner is definitely something that stands out. Leon Draisaitl, Vasily Podkolzin, his 2 new line mates on the night, picking up the assists. It was 2-1 Oilers, just 1:11 in. It was a beautiful move by Jeff Skinner in front of Soderblom. Dekes him out, goes upstairs. Beautiful goal. Leon Draisaitl, 5-hole goal at 8:18 from Jeff Skinner, so a couple points on the night for Skinner. Gives the Oilers the 3-1 lead, but 4 minutes later, the Chicago Blackhawks get right back in it. Their lone power play on the night, and they find a way to break through. Ryan Donato at 12-12 makes it 3-2. And then at 16-16, Alec Martinez with a blast ties the game at 3, forcing overtime. In overtime, the Chicago Blackhawks get caught with too many men on the ice. Evan Bouchard was trying to feed Leon Draisaitl for a pass. Hits a Chicago Blackhawks player. They get called for too many men. The Oilers go on the power play, and Connor McDavid feeds Zach Hyman in front, and he tips in the game-winning goal at 1:36 of overtime to give the Oilers the 4-3 victory here tonight. Taking a look at the game stats here, the Edmonton Oilers power play, it does win them the hockey game, I guess, in overtime, but before overtime, that power play just looked absolutely dreadful. Didn't look much better last night against St. Louis. They end up going 1-for-4 on the night. As I mentioned, Chicago 1-for-1 on their power play tonight. So, hey, it got them the win, but lots to work on there on special teams here for the Edmonton Oilers. I can't fault them too much on the penalty kill, only giving up one power play to the Chicago Blackhawks, but of course, the Blackhawks get it when they really needed it. So it was a kill the Oilers needed for sure, and they could not get the job done. But like I mentioned, the Oilers looked like a tired team tonight. They looked like a team that has played a lot. I think they can definitely use this break. Obviously, some of the guys not getting the break, Connor McDavid, Matthias Ekholm, Victor Arvidsson, but at least most of the team is going to get a break. Draisaitl, who has been the Oilers' best player all year, will get a break during this Four Nations stoppage, so that'll be good. The Oilers definitely need it. One more game to go here against the Colorado Avalanche on Friday, and it'd be nice if the Oilers can keep a bit of a winning streak going here, go out on a high note against the Avalanche, but we'll see how it goes. They have not looked at their best the last couple of games, but they've found little stretches that have allowed them to win the hockey game, managed to sneak out a win over the St. Louis Blues last night and the Chicago Blackhawks tonight. The Oilers just have not found that killer instinct against teams they should really, in fairness to them, be beating up on. Full credit to the Chicago Blackhawks, especially over the last couple of years. They've managed to keep the Edmonton Oilers in close games at least. I mean, the Oilers have still won the majority of the games, but not by a huge score. So give Chicago credit in that regard, but you would like to see the Edmonton Oilers find a way in some of these recent games where teams they should beat them, run up the score a little bit. But at the end of the day, we're not going to remember too much down the road how the Oilers won this hockey game. We're just going to remember that they got 2 points towards that ultimate goal. So they were a tired team tonight. They looked like a tired team. They did not bring their best tonight. The Chicago Blackhawks were the better team for large stretches of this hockey game. And if the Hawks had some better skill, bit of a better lineup, they probably win this hockey game tonight. But the Oilers rely on their big guns. Jeff Skinner has a great game for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, probably one of his best, along with the recent Detroit game as an Edmonton Oiler, and hopefully this earns Jeff Skinner more time in the top six, because that line of Podkolzin, Draisaitl, and Skinner looked really good tonight, and excited to see where that line could potentially go here for the Edmonton Oilers, and nice to see, like I said, Victor Arvidsson picking up a goal tonight. These are the guys that the Oilers signed in free agency to help this team win, and both of them with key goals tonight, helping the Oilers take down the Chicago Blackhawks 4-3 in overtime. So I think that's all I got to say on this one, guys. Like I said, the Oilers looked like a tired team, but at the end of the day, they found a way to get the 2 points, and that's what really matters. So one more game, and then they can take a bit of a break here for the Four Nations. So those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.